we go. Sorry, TikTokers. We've already started. Lee's already started. It's
Inspiration Nation, hello. Lee Kemp here for another week on a podcast. Already having tremendous fun with my very good friend Ryan Boniface and the other guy, Jose Noya. How are you both?
I'm very
We're
well,
good.
thank
How are you, Lee? The other guy's right. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. It's a Friday. The sun's out. We're all a bit silly. We thank everyone joining us, listening whenever, however you are listening. And if you are live on TikTok and YouTube, we appreciate you very much. Jose Noya, Inspiration. Stick it in your Google machine.
You sure not been drinking, Lee? Just asking.
Only water and green tea.
Okay.
As you know, I was drinking last night, so maybe it's a bit of a leftover from that. Right, so
Inspiration, wasn't it?
We started this conversation but didn't finish it off when we were setting up in our pre-production chat. Has anyone got a subject to talk about this week?
I had one last time, surely. Come on.
Are you on last time?
Are you eating?
A little bit. Ryan's...
You chomping away there? Chomping away a bit of chicken or something?
Ryan's not done one for ages.
I haven't done one for ages, you're right. Let me
spin one up. Come on.
Let me see what I can get.
Ryan's going to spin one up. I don't know what that actually means, but we can just spin it up.
Cool, because I can AI a subject otherwise. This is great, guys. We are producing.
Well, this is what Ryan's doing right now. It's what Ryan's doing. He's spinning it up. He's cranking the wheels. Ooh, what's this? So, hello, TikTokers. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the fan club. How you doing? Let's go.
Oh, I've got a Tony Robbins one off the rip.
Tony Robbins. Oh no, we've been. You know what's happened? He doesn't. He's blocked us, but we can.
I'll allow
it. Are we not?
I'll allow it, but I'm not happy.
Okay.
He'll allow it. Look at that. He's properly turned into me.
I don't know if we could have done something similar to this in the early day. At this point, we may well have done, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the quote is: "The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself."
Sorry, Ryan. I totally missed that because my watch was kicking off.
The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask yourself.
I just want to say quickly that we've long acknowledged now that this guy, everyone out there listening, we really love you doing this. We're there to inspire, but largely this is, this is for us. This chat each week really helps us grow. It's where we are. This is for us, and I'm so glad it's for us because that was an entire shambles right down to once we've got a subject, Joe starts talking about his watch, sending him notifications. So whoever's sticking with this, we really appreciate you. And it's good.
Well, at the moment, there's 0 on TikTok now.
As soon as you said watch, the numbers just went through the floor. Right.
Breezy. I got breezy.
So you were actually going to say something serious, Jose. So go in. What were you going to say?
So the questions you ask yourself is a really, really powerful quote, that, because it is the quality of life. The questions you ask yourself are the way your life will be shaped, because the more powerful the question, the more powerful the response in terms of the things you will do. And of course, I'm into coaching, so I know the power of questions. If they're asked right, they're great. The only challenge I have with this is it's really difficult to ask yourself really powerful questions because you're sometimes stuck in mind patterns. The only thing I'd say about it, but journaling really helps, and I know Lee loves a bit of journaling. So, but I would definitely advocate, the questions. I mean, when I coach every day, I coach leaders every day, and it is about the questions that you ask that promote the responses that you get that then lead to actions at the end, which then creates the change that people want. So this is super powerful, and I've actually seen it, lived it, and breathed it.
We've got
myself.
A good YouTube shout out, by the way, Jose. Sorry to get there. 2-minute tennis.
No way, Ryan Reedy. Hey, Ryan
I thought
Reedy.
You want to shout out a hello there.
So, just let you know, he's my tennis coach. Talk about coaches together.
A patient man. We appreciate you joining.
Ryan Reedy, 2-minute tennis. Thank you, man. Appreciate you
jumping in.
Any
questions you've got for us while you're there? Anything you want to know that's going on? This, to me, just smacks of accountability. For the quote, jumping back at what you were saying there, Jose, as well, because you can bumble through life and things can happen and you can blame anything on, you know, what isn't happening for you because of external forces and blah 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 blah. But real growth and real happiness happens when you take control of your destiny, when you manifest what happens, when you, no matter whether or not it's something you can control or not, has done to you or not, but you take responsibility for those things that are happening around you. And that all comes back to that point, is the questions you ask yourself. Why is this happening? Why am I doing this? Where do I want to be? How do I make it happen? That didn't go as I wanted to do. What can I do next? That level of accountability is what is absolutely what drives the best outcomes, the best result. And I think the best feeling for people, once you're in control of your destiny and you're shaping it, even if it's not going quite right, you're better than when it wasn't before. And when it is going great and you've got that satisfaction, you're intentionally making it happen. That's where to be. It is, as the quote says, that is absolutely what shapes your life. And it's, I say, it's the accountability bit of what it smacks of. Right, and this quote that you've obviously been sitting on for quite a while and didn't come up with 2 seconds ago, what are your thoughts on it?
So I actually think I could probably tie this into another quote that I actually think we could do a whole episode on. So I'm going to say it and then we can bank it for when we need it. I think that there's a quote that I saw on TikTok a little while ago, and I've just looked it up, and I think it's Evan Carmichael's TikTok, but I actually think it's Mel Robbins that says it. And it's that no one is coming to save you. And essentially that means you have to take, this came to me from what you said, Lee, around taking accountability of yourself, is that no one's going to come and set these goals for you, and nobody's going to come and set up your life to make things happen. It's you that has to make things happen. And if you settle for mediocrity, then that's that is ultimately the quality of your life. A lot of people talk about that you die twice, and that you die twice because you die when you die, and you die when you're thought about or spoken about for the very last time, because that means essentially you've been forgotten at that point, right? Which is a little bit deep and a little bit sensitive.
The latter one will never happen to me, but it's a good.
Well, exactly, but that's the point I'm trying to make, is people's legacies and what they leave behind are more important than anything that they do realistically when they're here. And it's about leaving the world or the people around you in a better place than you find them. And I think that's something that ultimately we've spoken about on the podcast before, and kind of something that I think we try and live by massively. But if you don't set the bar high enough or stretch yourself enough to reach it, then you're potentially never going to fulfill what could be your eternal happiness. I know that sounds a bit corny, but you won't reach the high of highs if you don't push yourself to get there.
Yeah, and the question is, that's the root of it all completely, isn't it? Where do I want to be? How am I going to get there? Why am I doing this? What went wrong? It's once you start, it doesn't stop, does it? It just continues.
No.
Continues. But it's intentional when you're in charge of it.
Yeah, like I've gone through some changes in my personal life recently that have reset my expectations of myself, and I'm quite proud to say that I'm now doing half an hour every day on the walking pad before work. And I weighed myself for the first time in a little while, actually. And since I've moved into where I live, I've lost 15 kilos of weight. I'm still nowhere near the target that I want to be. And I'm still not
closer though.
Yeah, and I'm still not dieting appropriately, in the sense that I most days do not eat breakfast or lunch. And I saw Lee yesterday in London and probably had about 15 drinks, and I didn't consume a single iota of food for the entire 24-hour period.
And
so,
in a truly supportive way, I just like to make sure everyone's aware that several of those drinks were Long Island iced teas as well.
Yeah, 100%. I sent myself to the moon yesterday, but I just, there are some things that I need to be better at, and I'm resetting. I've had some expectations reset of myself, and I'm slowly building in things that will help me try and reach those. I'm not going to get it right, and I'm not doing everything right, but because I'm trying to set the bar high now, it means that I'm trying to reach for a better life or a better future or a happier future.
Better you, right?
You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
it's about. It's a better
Yeah,
union.
yeah, pretty much. So for a 2-minute subject, I've kind of dragged quite a lot of belief and motivation out of that one for me. The question I do have for you two, though, is what questions do people commonly ask themselves that you think hold them back?
That hold them back. Ooh,
Oh, I've got one.
Or what level, rather than question, so I will let you go, Joe, but rather than question, perhaps what level of question do people ask themselves? Like, do they set the
Yeah.
bar for themselves? Where do they set the bar too low? Joe?
Let me. It's one of that come to mind straight away, and these people. This is something I probably used to ask myself: why is this happening to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what
That's
happens
probably the
is,
killer question,
oh,
isn't it, for that? Yeah.
like the victim starts to come out, right?
Yeah, it's really hard to not victim blame yourself sometimes,
Why
isn't
is
it?
this
Yeah,
happening to me?
or you start going, oh, I can't. Oh, it's because of that over there, and then you don't do the work because it's out there. Go on, Lee, you're going to say.
When's it going to be my turn?
Oh,
Everyone
nice
else
one.
gets all the luck. Everyone gets the opportunities. When am I going to get mine? Which is not. It's how do I make it happen? That's the question.
Yeah, and this
There
is
is
why
a,
I think. Go on, no,
I was
go
gonna
on, go
say,
on.
there's a real science to making your own luck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The genuine
Absolutely.
if you're putting yourself in the right place at the right time, you'll do it. Your luck will fall into your lap.
but it all goes back to Simon Scribb, doesn't it? He says that luck is a skill. Is actually the more action you take, the better. You know, you got to put action in the right place. But there was actually quotes around even if you take some action, you'll get some results. In which case, you look at the results and you say, "What do I need to do next?" So that gives you some momentum. So I absolutely do believe that, and this is why I think coaches are so important because going back to your question, really good thing you asked, Ryan, and going back to your accountability, that you said, what are the questions? What did you say, Ryan? You said, what are the questions people ask themselves that keep them stuck, or
That
what did you
hold them
say?
back. That
Hold them
hold them
back.
back.
Now that's the thing. I mean, when you said the quote where, you know, what was it you said? The quality of your life is the questions you ask yourself. Now the limitation to that is that someone's got
Yeah.
to be in a good mindset, right? And that's when coaches come in. That's why coaches are great because that's when they can sort of go through the mindset. So I noticed you're saying, oh, well, when is it my turn? Or talk to me about what's going on then. There's a nice little conversation around that to think what are the beliefs that are driving that. And that's why coaching is such a powerful thing. This is why I love it because now instead of them asking themselves, they've got a coach that can ask them, that can unpick all that because people get stuck in a loop, right? Oh, why me? Well, because it's over there, because it's all that. But when is my turn, like Lee said? And then people just get stuck in a loop and they don't actually do anything because they're waiting for something to happen. Like you said, Ryan, what Mel Robbins said, waiting for someone to save them. That ain't happening. You know, people ain't going to come along and save you. You're absolutely right. But people have to come to that realization quickly because after your life can go by before you even start. And that's
Yeah.
really important. So I really love those things that you brought and Lee about accountability because it's such an important piece. So yeah, and as I said, I've got Ryan Reedy was like on this live on YouTube, and the reason I liaise with Ryan is because I would get better at tennis. Now he's my accountability partner we talk about, right? Without him, I mean, I would improve a bit, but I think having him there drives me to be better because I know I'm going to go back and have a session and go, well, have I done anything? Well, no, well, that's what you're certainly improving, right? It's almost that lovely accountability piece you get with a coach to sort of talk about those things and say, well, what needs to happen? Where do I need to shift here? It's just great. Yeah. So I think it all goes back. This question for me goes back to, yes, ask yourself questions, but you need to get someone to help you with those questions at first, I think, to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, really good, really good. Thanks, Ryan, for that.
I think for me, I think sometimes people ask too much of themselves too soon.
100%, yeah.
Sometimes they put the next run of the ladder too far of a stride ahead of themselves, and I think
Yep.
you have to be um so careful not to over or underdo what you're trying to do. It has to be something that in your own head stretches you to a point that you're comfortable, but doesn't overstretch you so that you snap.
Yeah, I'm thinking the goal should be ambitious and as a stretch, right? But the
Yeah,
action
yeah,
should be super simple, right? Like Atomic Habits, James Clear. I'm going back to him because I love him. You know, I love James, don't I? James Clear, the action should be really easy to do because it gives you momentum, right? Like exercising like that. I think sometimes people, like you say, Ryan, they've got an ambitious goal and they set a crazy step and they go, I didn't even start, because they look at it and go, oh, that's just too much.
Yep.
So you need to make the goal ambitious, a stretch, but the action should be really actionable to give you momentum. Yeah, love that, Ryan. Good
100%.
insight.
Prairie Dodgers is with us on YouTube as well.
Mary, Cindy, welcome.
And you get a congrats on the weight loss as well, Ryan.
Oh, thank you very much.
So thanks for supporting. Saying big believer in baby steps. I've said, and I'll put back in the comments.
Yeah.
I think it's key. It's absolutely key. Little, small, actionable steps.
Consistently over time.
That's it. It's the one. It's like compounded interest rule, isn't it? 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, and it all builds.
It's funny how we circle back.
I go
to
back.
We talk about
I go back to it pretty much every week. It's that aggregation of marginal gains.
Because these are the things. These are the things that really work and we're doing. And as we said earlier, we've got 7 years of marginal gains through this half-hour conversation each week. That's built you and me, Ryan, into the wonderful people we are today. And Jose.
Yeah, the wonderful person. Oh, I don't know. Oh, sorry, misheard there, didn't I? But yeah, honestly, that's what this is about, isn't it? These conversations have helped us, haven't they? They've shaped us.
Without question.
And it keeps us honest, doesn't it? It's almost like an accountability piece. We talk about our struggles. What I really have enjoyed about these conversations, and I think it's really important, going back to the questions bit, is that you do use your real life examples where you're not always winning and actually you do a lot of losing, but you're honest about it, right? Oh, I didn't go on the pad, or I didn't do my running, or I didn't do my tennis practice, or I didn't do that. Well, why didn't I do it? I didn't commit enough, or I didn't make it small enough. And I think that's those small, real conversations make a massive difference. And I think that's where we are now. And it was great, Lee, to see you posted in the chat that, we're still gaining momentum as a podcast. It's just because of those, just to chat every week, with the people who talk
and this
about.
is for our downloads, all the people out there we support you. There's a graph, I'll share it with you guys out, but there's a graph and it shows all our cumulative downloads over time. So obviously it's an increasing graph, but the gradient of that graph is getting steeper and steeper and steeper as you get closer to now, which is, it's that momentum building. And me and Ryan, you'll be glad to say we were talking yesterday, and both me and Ryan were talking about the importance of trust in the process. Wise words that we got from you, which we acknowledged during our conversation, and that's what we do with this. I don't go in and look at what the downloads are and what's happening and where. We just do it. This is the process. Us doing this, having these conversations, putting it out there, making this useful for us, and it's happening. It's happening because we're doing the work.
And it's useful for us, but it's also useful for other people, because I think this podcast is about, as I've always said before, it's about the everyday challenges, right? People talk about, it's massive, great, ambitious goals, right? What we're talking about is the everyday things that I was struggling out of bed, making the bed every day, starting off on a good routine. I'm just struggling, just going for my walk every day, right? This is what it's about. I think this podcast is the one that stands out, because we're not here about massive, great, we're going to take it. It's about those small steps that lead to the thing that you want to do. And I think it's the everyday person's podcast, where, it's the everyday challenge of getting up, doing something that matters to you, so you can start to get the results that you want to do over time. And what you just described there, Lee, is exactly that. Because when we started, remember, it was just like, let's help one person. Well, we've helped loads. Loads,
absolutely.
Tons of people. So it's there, proof in the pudding, isn't it? Love that.
100%. Right.
Yeah,
anything
100%.
else or follow-up questions, Ryan, before I try and sell some merch or whatever else we do?
No, all good. Thank you.
Selling merch. Oh, go on in.
Inspirationnation.org.uk is your place to go. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, phone cases, keychains, socks, underwear, Y-fronts, thongs, all with the Inspiration Nation badge on them. Inspirationnation.org.uk. How was that? Did you like my smooth selling voice?
Do you know what? That was interesting. I said, why is he changing the voice? It's like, is this? I'm not sure. I'm not going to say it what I thought it might be, but it's sort of like trying to be seductive or something. I think it was like interesting.
Seducing people in. I would say it's because we sell underwear, but there is no actual underwear on the website. But all the other stuff is there, as is 7+ years worth of fantastic content. There's some blogs on there. There's links to YouTube, all the podcast archive, etc., all there. inspirationnation.org.uk. More importantly, Jose Noya, Inspiration Nation. I said it properly at this end of the show. YouTube and TikTok are the most important places. There's loads of great content that Jose puts on there, and we're live every week, and you'll get notified when we're there. And you can join in just as many people that we greatly appreciate have done today. And whether this is on YouTube or whatever podcast platform you are on, we are on all of them. Hit subscribe, leave a review. That really helps us. Again, they're starting to build momentum. That all helps the algorithms to push us in front of people. And the biggest thing of all, if you like what we do, just tell someone, get them to have a listen, see if they like it too. And we will be back next week for more Inspiration Nation in. All that's left for me to do is count us down. I'll say 3, 2, 1. Inspiration Nation.
Inspiration Nation.
Catch you
Catch you
guys
guys
later.
Oh, we did it at the same time again. Brilliant. Love that. Right, TikTokers, take care. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Come back next week. We care. Oh.